OFM Sport.
Yeah, I think obviously in the T20s we look to play a strong side with the T20 World Cup in mind next year. So I was very pleased that we were able to push 200 a couple of times in those games that we played. And then the ODIs was a bit more about giving opportunity, rotating a little bit. A lot of players that are usually in the 11 are chilling at home, a bit of a rest. So yeah, I think it was great to see some youngsters stepping up, some different people putting up their hands. I think the purpose of it was good. I think a lot of people really performed when given the opportunity. So I think selecting in 11 going forward is going to be tough, but we obviously have that next 50 over World Cup in 4 years' time in mind. So trying to build a bit of a base. A bit different for each one of them. I think the bowlers, I think we saw in that last game, obviously we batted really well, scored 370, but the bowlers, I think we just could have been a bit more consistent for a bit longer. I think a lot of it was a couple of good balls and then just let that one slip, sort of. So I think that would be my main message to the bowlers, was to just be as consistent as we can and to hit the stumps for longer. Especially in 50 over cricket, just really building that pressure and hitting the stumps more often. I think we were off the stumps a bit too much in that game. But they were excellent. Karaba's been so good. Her hands are just so good behind the stumps. I'm very pleased that she got a few games and had an excellent game the game before. So very pleased for her, and she got a bit of a bat today as well, which I think will only help her in the future. Miane's been good, every opportunity she's sort of taken as well. It's nice to have that all-rounder, and it's like she'll be a really solid batter for us in the future, so happy she got some game time. Yeah, it's a fine balance. I think especially series like this, when you come up against a side that's maybe not ranked as high as what we are, it's a good opportunity to try some things. But you also don't want to go too far with it and end up losing games of cricket. So I think we found the balance quite well this series to sort of keep that core group in most of the ODIs, but still move around some youngsters on the outside. I think there were a couple of us that played most of the games, more of the senior players, and those senior players still stepped up when going got tough. So yeah, I think it's a fine balance of still developing players, but still winning games of cricket, and I think we've done that pretty well this tournament. Yeah, I would obviously love a league. I think you see all the countries that are playing really well, the likes of India, England, Australia, all had a league for a couple of years now. I think it's just more game time, just more games of cricket. We just need to play more. I think now in Jan there's no domestic cricket because the SA20's on, so that's a whole potential month of cricket that we could have been playing if we had some kind of a league. So yeah, I'd highly like to sort of advocate for one. I think it would be great for the depth within our country. Personally, I don't know. I don't really put sort of numbers on those things. I think personally I just want to enjoy my cricket and enjoy spending time in the middle. I think as a team, obviously the World Cup is huge. It's probably the main event next year. So I think all of our effort and energy will go into that. And depending where we rank in that, I think will sort of define our year. I think we got a couple of big series as well. So I think we've been looking for some consistency in our bilateral series throughout the last couple of seasons, I would say. We've been very good in World Cups and not so good in bilaterals, so I think finding that consistency in the bilaterals and having a good World Cup will be pretty successful. Definitely, I would love DRS in these series. I think it's one of the only series that we play nowadays that doesn't have DRS, so it's a bit frustrating to come back home and play the series without any reviews. I think a lot of us that play in the leagues are sort of used to having it, and coming here is always a bit of an adjustment. Yeah, I would love to be able to send some things upstairs sometimes as a batter and as a captain, so I would love it. Yeah, Karaba was excellent. I think, yeah, we saw in that last game just how good her hands are with a couple of takes down leg, and she's standing up to the stumps and taking catches to some of her faster bowlers. So I think she's been really good with the gloves. It's crazy to think she's only 18 and that she still has so much more learning to do throughout her career. So very exciting talent for the future. Looks like she can bat a bit as well. So yeah, very excited to have her on the side. Feels good at the moment. It just, yeah, feels pretty chilled, pretty calm. Feels like I'm just hitting the balls where they need to go and not really searching for too much. There was probably 6 months at the start of the year where I was totally overthinking it and, should I sweep this? Should I lap this? Should I leave this? And then you almost start overthinking yourself out of form. Whereas now it feels like I'm almost not even thinking when I'm out in the middle. I'm kind of looking at the crowd and looking at the bowlers, and the runs are just flowing. But it's weird how it happens. Like the harder you try, the worse it goes. And when you just get into sort of a chilled relaxed mode out there. It just sort of happens. But at training, I'm still trying to think. So at training, I'm trying to think very hard, think what I need to do, and then in the middle, just be really chill, and it's working at the moment.